Okay. Let's get it started, ha! Let's get it started in here. Let's get it started, ha! Hello, everybody. Welcome to the second instalment of my new-ish series, Observations of Blah 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 Through London Eyes. As many of you know, I have already done an Observations of Germany Through English Eyes, and we are kind of changing it up a bit to Observations of Blah Through London Eyes. So the first city we shall be reviewing this week is Observations of Dublin Through London Eyes. So let's just get straight into it. What did I think of my trip to Dublin? I've already been to Dublin once, so this was my second time, and I thought I'd write down a few things from both trips that I kind of picked up on and enjoyed and disliked or whatever. So the first thing is literally how amazing the Irish people are. Everyone from Ireland I've ever met has always been really sweet or really kind or just very friendly. They've always wanted to chat to you, they always make eye contact and want to speak to you nicely. All the service I had in pubs and restaurants and various other places was always very, very good. A good example of the Irish being friendly was actually on the plane out there. So I flew from Gatwick to Dublin and I had an Irish lady on my right hand side and she kept trying to talk to me and I was a bit like, I don't want to chat right now, like I'm in my zone, I've got my headphones in, I'm playing Tetris, enjoying my flight kind of thing, and she kept on chat, and in the end I took my headphones out about 20 minutes before we were landing, and straight away she was just like, oh, do you want my Mars bar? And I was like, what? And she, my Mars bar, like a chocolate bar, and I was like, no, you have it, like, it's fine. And she was like, no, I don't like them anyway, you have it please. And I was like, okay, I shall partake. So I took this lady's Mars bar and I ate it. We had a nice chat and she'd been visiting her sister who'd been really ill, and essentially she pretty much just told me her life story, and she got quite emotional because she was talking about her sister who was very sick, and I was just in shock. Like, it was a lovely talk, don't get me wrong, and I was happy that we had it, but that would not happen in London at all. Unless you're drunk and you're just having a drunken chat with normally another drunk on the tube or something. But yeah, it was really nice just to talk to her, and she wished me a very good trip in Ireland, and it kind of just set the trip off right, having a nice chat with an Irish lady. Right, the second thing, oh my god, Irish fish. It makes me so happy. I love fish, probably more than I love meat, which is saying something because I am a big meat eater as well. But, oh my god, the prawns I had in my first trip to Ireland were probably the best prawns I've ever had in my life, and I eat a lot of prawns from lots of different places. They're one of my favourite things to eat. They were so good. This time round in the Irish pub, if you want to watch my Dublin vlog, I shall link it below, but the first pub we were in for our first dinner, I had fish and chips, which, if you know England and Britain, is quite a regular thing. Like, we have chippies on most parades of shops, they're quite frequent. I've never had fish and chips like this before in my life. I had haddock, which normally I go for cod, but haddock is also fine, and they'd smoked it, and I've had smoked haddock in England, and I've had battered haddock in England, but I've never had them together. I don't think I've ever had smoked fish inside batter before. Normally our fish is just battered, no smoke. It was so good. If you're ever in Ireland, anywhere in Ireland, fish is always a good shout because they are an island called Ireland, and as a result they have a lot of fresh fish all of the time. So please try smoked haddock, battered smoked haddock if you go anywhere. It's so good. Third thing is the Irish accent, well, the Dublin accent to be specific. Oh my gosh. I would like to marry somebody with an Irish accent because it's just so beautiful. I could listen to it all day, every day, and just sit there like, oh really? Oh, that's nice. Oh. But you do forget that some Irish people have stronger accents than others, either depending where they were raised, their generation, that kind of, all those different kind of aspects we have to take into account. But I was okay 99% of the time because living in the UK, we do have a lot of Irish people who live close to us and have moved over from Ireland for jobs and vice versa. Like, I have a Northern Irish aunt, obviously it's not part of the Republic of Ireland, but my mum's best friend is from Dublin, and that's who I went with the first time, and as a result I'm quite used to a Dublin accent, a Southern Irish accent. The Germans who I was with, however, they struggled at times, and it was actually quite funny to watch. I had this Dublin taxi driver who was lovely, told me he was Dublin born and bred. We had a really lovely chat, but there were times where I kind of just had to do the, yep, well, of course. What did he say? Number 4, the weather. We were so lucky. Like, Ireland has this kind of reputation of it raining all the time, and it does rain all the time, but it's the same in the UK. We have terrible summers, it's never hot here, it's always grey, drizzly, rainy, that kind of thing. Like when I went to Dublin the first time, it rained and rained and rained, and I was probably the wettest I have ever been in my entire life while going on bus tours and walking around the city. It was not great, really not. But it actually only rained for a tiny bit, for a couple of hours on one of the afternoons that we were there, and it wasn't really even that heavy, it was just a bit cold and windy. But we did get the kind of usual cold air, hot air, drizzle, heavy rain, wind and sun, all in the space of about an hour. Because the weather just changes constantly, very quickly. That's why it's so hard to plan something outdoorsy in Ireland, I find. Because all the times I have gone, the weather has been a massive part of walking around the city and ruining various things. The rain does actually kind of make it more beautiful in some aspects, and to quote Les Mis, my favourite musical ever, "In the rain, the pavements shine like silver. All the lights are misty in the river. In the darkness, the trees are full of starlight. And all I see is him and me forever and forever." Number 5, the River Liffey is a stunning river. Runs straight through the centre of Dublin, dividing them between the north and the south. We were staying in the north, so we had to cross over into the south quite a lot, and there are some wonderful bridges that you can see and cross over. And if you'd like to see my last Dublin vlog, then you will see some of the entrances to the bridges. Is that what you'd call them? The start of the bridge? I don't know. Really, really pretty. Go and have a look. Number 6, the Emerald Isle is Ireland's little nickname. It is a lovely, lovely place to go because it is so green, because it rains all the time, just like the UK. Now, my experiences of the Emerald Isle are actually from my first trip to Dublin, and not this time, because this time round we didn't actually stray out of kind of Dublin city centre, and it's not really green in a city centre, is it? But the first time I went to Dublin, we went to Malahide Castle, Howth, I can never say it. And we also travelled down to County Wicklow, which is kind of south of Dublin, and it really does have some breathtaking views. Ireland is such a green place, and if you love nature and you love scenery and viewpoints, Ireland is the place for you. Number 7, so many pubs. Literally so many. Like hundreds and hundreds. You can't walk down a street without finding a pub. But this is not a criticism in any way, shape or form, because we're quite similar in London. There are pubs everywhere. The pubs are so convenient for fantastic food and fantastic Irish drinks if you want to try local kind of drinks. You've obviously got Guinness, which is brewed in Dublin. You've got Irish whiskey, which is very famous. And of course my absolute favourite, Baileys. I love Baileys so much. Number 8, and now this is not a criticism, but this is something I was a bit like. The Irish waste disposal. So like, e.g. getting rid of your rubbish bags. So in the UK, in England at least, we have big black bins, like made of plastic, that you put all your rubbish into, put it out at the end of your drive on a certain day of the week, and the rubbish men, the bin men, come and collect it, tip it into their little garbage truck thing, and then leave it for you to take back into your house. In Ireland, they just throw their bags onto the street for the day that they're going to get collected, of course. It's not like that all the time. But on garbage collection night or day or whatever, they're just piles of massive bags of rubbish. And I don't really get why. Like, why? What are the benefits to doing that? Does anybody know? Because I'm actually genuinely intrigued. Because to me, that just makes it more unsanitary, and you're more likely to get rats and foxes. I don't know if foxes are a big thing in Ireland. They certainly are in England, and they would just rip open the bags and rubbish would be strewn all across the road and the pavements, and it just A, looks horrible, and B, encourages vermin and disease and grossness. The only thing I can think of is that it's cost effective in not having to give everybody bins, like the government don't have to give you all a big plastic bin, or the council or whatever. Why? Why is my question. Because obviously it makes everything look horrible as well, because you've just got bins everywhere and you're trying to step round a load of rubbish in the streets. That was literally the only thing that I could say is wrong with Dublin, other than it being very expensive house-wise. But again, can't complain. London is the same. And my last point is about Irish music. Irish music has always held a big place in my heart from my childhood up until now. I listen to Irish music quite often, whether it be river dance, Irish kind of dancing music, the Dubliners, the Pogues, Val Doonican, Enya, the Corrs, Sinead O'Connor. So for me, hearing Irish folk music by the statue of Molly Malone just encaptured Ireland as I'd always wanted to see it as a child. And then when you go into the pubs and there's live Irish music playing and you're eating Irish food, drinking Irish drink, and you've got Irish hospitality around you, it honestly might be so touristy of me to say, but it just sums up what Ireland means to me, that kind of situation. Irish music is such a big part of my life, and it always will be. And when they were playing some of my favourite Irish songs like The Irish Rover, Molly Malone and I'll Tell Me Ma, which are all songs I've listened to over and over and over again in the last 10-15 years of my life, it actually made me quite emotional. And if I hadn't been with the two big old Germans, I probably would have cried, because I cry a lot at like little happy things, and that would have made me be like, oh my god, I love Ireland so much. And yeah, made me super emotional, but you know, that could have just been the Baileys. And that's pretty much it for my observations of Dublin. It really is a wonderful place, and if you've never been to Ireland before, do go, especially to Dublin. I can't really say a lot about the rest of Ireland because I haven't travelled around there yet. But as long as you like good nightlife, good food, good drink, good company, and fantastic scenery, I would recommend Dublin wholeheartedly. And I would love to live there one day. I really would. Any Irishmen out there? Wanna put a ring on it? Maybe? We'll see. Do let me know if you have any observations of your own about Dublin. This video is not intended to cause any kind of offence. I feel like I have to say that after my observations of Germany video. A lot of Germans got offended about various things that I said, and these aren't bad things at all. Nothing I'm saying is bad, apart from maybe the rubbish thing. I'm not really sure about why that's happening. These are just some observations that I came up with myself, and I feel and saw, and just opinions from me about Dublin. So thank you very much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy this. The next observations of is probably going to be either of Brighton, if anyone's interested in that, because I'm not from Brighton, I'm from London. I've been to Brighton my whole life. Let me know if you would like to see that, because obviously it's an English city, or observations of Berlin, and that will be in a few weeks' time after I've been. Thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you next week. Bye!